There's a famous nursery rhyme that simply goes, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, and Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And all the king's horses and all the king's men could not put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Mr. Dumpty's world had become shattered, and he needed it fixed. But he didn't go to his friends or his family or even his church. He went to the White House. Now, we know he went to the White House because the king got involved. The king was sympathetic to Mr. Dumpty's dilemma, so he called a meeting of Congress. We know Congress got involved because all the king's men got involved. When they came together, they decided to pass a Fix Mr. Dumpty law because they wanted sincerely to make Mr. Dumpty's world a better place to live. But the tragedy of the nursery rhyme is when it was all said and done, all the king's horses and all the king's men could not put Humpty Dumpty back together again. It is unfortunate today that far too many believers are expecting the solutions to our problems to land on Air Force One. They are expecting the transformation to come from our elected officials. But 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verses 3 to 6, puts it in proper perspective. It says, in those days there was no true God, no teaching priest, and no law. And so as a result, it says, nation rose up against nation, city rose up against city, and there was no peace to him who came in or to him who went out. And then it concludes in verse 6 by saying, for God had troubled them with every kind of distress. Now, if God is your problem, only God is your solution. If God is your problem, then the first concern ought not be who's in the White House, but who's in our house. If God is your problem, if he is causing the distress, then the maximum amount of our time should not be spent on getting the right person in Washington. The bulk of our time needs to be spent in getting God back on our side. One of the great diseases of our day is AIDS. AIDS is a breakdown of the immune system. AIDS doesn't exactly kill you, it just sets you up for something else to do you in, whether it's pneumonia or cancer. Because the immune system is down, the bacteria and viruses are up and can bring destruction. God's immune system in the culture is the church. So if cultural colds are now societal pneumonia, it's because the immune system is down. And until the immune system of God, the church, is brought back up, the bacteria and viruses of destruction will continue to destabilize our country, ebb away our freedoms, and take away our liberty. When the question is raised, how should you vote? I'm taken to Joshua chapter 5. Joshua is doing reconnaissance around the walls of Jericho. And he's trying to figure out how to take down this enemy. He looks over and he sees the captain of another large army dressed in battle array. Now, Joshua's mama didn't raise a dummy. He wanted to know, whose side are you on? Because if you're on our side, then we've got help against Jericho. But if you're on their side, we've got double trouble. So before I go out here and make a fool of myself, whose side are you on? That's when the captain says to him, I think you are confused. I'm neither on your side, nor am I on their side. I'm captain of the Lord's army. I did not come to take sides. I come to take over. You and I have to understand is God does not ride the backs of donkeys or elephants. That if you're a Democrat, the best you can do is vote Democrat light, L-I-T-E, or Republican light, L-I-T-E, because your job is to bring to either one the L-I-G-H-T. Your job is to represent another king and another kingdom. Last year, I served as chaplain of the Cowboys, and when the Cowboys play or any football team plays, 3 teams take the field. There's the home team, there's the visiting team, and they'll never get along because one is going this way, the other is going that way, and they are built to resist one another. And there is nothing you can do to put them on the same page. But then there is this third team. It's called the team of officials. This third team of officials, they're on the field, but they're not of the field. They're in the middle of the chaos, but they don't belong to the chaos because they belong to another kingdom called the NFL. They belong to another arena. Their job is not to listen to the roar of the crowd, be they boos or cheers, or to the fractions that are against each other, because they've been handed a book. And every decision they make on the field is to be reflective of the book that's been handed from the kingdom that they are to represent. You and I belong to another kingdom. Let's represent the king.